Today I wanted to talk a little bit about learning, how to unlearn and relearn, or just learning in general. With how to unlearn and relearn, forgetting renews. Forgetting renews. So it's just like if you had something to do at a specific time on a specific day and you completely forgot. When you completely forgot, you weren't thinking of it, you weren't in the act of preparing for it, you weren't moved by it emotionally, it wasn't affecting you, you weren't rushing towards it, or you completely forgot. It didn't even bother you. You were in a whole nother state of mind, frame of mind, realm of being. Forgetting renews. Completely forget. Let it go. Clear your mind of it as if it never happened, existed, occurred. Completely forget. Whatever it is. So that's a step to how to unlearn and relearn new things. Just clear your mind of everything that you know. And whenever you're learning and you're like, oh, well, I used to, remember, clear your mind of unlearn and relearn. Forget all of the old. Let it go. Because it's not going to match up with the new. It's not going to make sense with the new because it doesn't go with the new. You have to forget and let all that go. But for things that are habitual, things that are a habit to you or for you, repetition is necessary when change. That is for adults and for children. You know, when you tell a child, you may have to tell them more than once because you feel like, oh, they're just a kid and their memory, right? Same thing for adults, especially if it's a habit. Now, adults maybe who don't have habits, it's easier. You can tell them something, they'll listen first time. But if it's a habit, remember, if this is habitual, repetition is definitely necessary. Somebody has a habit, you don't tell them one time and it happens. It takes reminders, it takes repetition and patience, understanding. It takes that. Repetition is definitely necessary when change. True repetition makes the change. You don't change until you break the habit. You will fail. You will make mistakes. That is how you learn. You do not learn by being correct forever. That's why I say you will fail. You will make mistakes because you don't learn by being perfect. You don't learn by being correct forever. You mess up and then you're like, oh, and you learn from it. This is where I went wrong. This is how I can correct it. But if you never made that mistake, you wouldn't know to correct anything. You would think you're perfect forever. And nobody's perfect. There is positive and there is negative. It is balance. So there's nothing wrong with making a mistake. That is perfectly fine. There's positive and there's negative. It's balance. If you're right, if you're wrong, it's balance. You learn from it. It's an opportunity. Every time you make a mistake, it's an opportunity to learn from it, to change it, to correct it, do something new. So I say praise mistakes. Don't get upset at mistakes. Don't hate yourself for it. Chastise yourself for it. Don't punish people for making mistakes. It's okay to make them. People make mistakes and you fail plenty before you succeed. So you have to destroy the muscles to rebuild them. It's just like working out. It's just like an exercise. You tear the muscles down in order to rebuild them back up. Same thing with your mental muscles. Same thing with your mind. You forget, break it all down, and you rebuild and renew and restore, but with new information and better strategies. So you demolish the building to rebuild. If you were doing construction, right? You break it down, demolish it, and you build on new. You do not build on top of old or else it's going to crumble. It's not stable. You need a firm, stable ground to build on. Firm, stable foundation. That's where you want to start from. Excuse me. All learning is state dependent. your emotional state is anchored to your learning. And that's very true. Because if you're emotionally distressed, you're not really going to be focused on learning whatever task is at hand. So all learning depends on your state and frame of mind. It's state dependent. Your emotional state is anchored to your learning. Oh, guys, here's a saying that I heard. As your body moves, your mind grooves. Because they're connected, you know? They work in sync. They work together. Whenever your body moves, your mind is working. Whenever your mind's working, your body starts reacting, whether you pay attention to it or not. That's why you have to exercise your mental muscles just as well as we do our physical muscles. Exercise your mental muscles. Use it or you lose it. Okay, so what else do I want to say today? Align your words with your actions. Align your words with your actions. That's how you also build trust with yourself. If you say it, do it. So that your body can trust you. Because I know when she says it, she does it. If nobody else keeps their word to me, I keep my word to me. You have to build that though. It's okay. You've been taught so much to go against yourself. So it's okay when you make mistakes. Just know that you're supposed to be working for you, not against you. So, you know, thermostats and thermometers. Thermometers react to the environment, right? Thermostats control the environment. So we don't want to react to everything that goes on around us. We want to control. And when I say control, I don't mean the environment around you, but yourself. Control yourself. So we don't always need to react to everything that's going on around us. Just allow it to pass. When you try to control it, that's when the confusion comes into play. That's when the struggle comes into play. Allow it to be allow it to be what it's going to be naturally. And when you can come to terms with accepting that and not wanting more than what it is and just accepting exactly what it is, you'll be at peace. It's just say you want something very bad. You have to learn to let it go. I know it sounds hard because you really want it, but just be at peace with, you know what, if I don't get it or if I do, I'm okay with that. Really mean it. Really mean that. Really mean that even if you don't get it, you're at peace. Even if you do get it, you're at peace and you're still happy because you did want it. But if you don't, you're still happy because you're grateful to still be here. And besides that, you will still exist. Whatever it is, just be at peace with that. So yes, back to when I was got a little off there. Back to when I was saying thermometers react to the environment. We don't want to react to our environment. Thermostats control the environment. That was a good analogy I heard that I learned. So I don't want to control the environment. Just control how you feel. Control how you focus. Control you. You don't want to control the things that's going on around you. That's too much pressure. That's too much. You want to control yourself. How you react is control.